What's up? How's it going? Week 6 review, I believe, or well, week 5 review. I literally always get it mixed up because I've been having to do it later and later. Also, I don't know why this hasn't been the setup every time. Like, this is a podcast setup, got things behind me, regardless. Anyways, you know who I am. Joey was going to be on this week, but scheduling things kind of didn't work out. He will be on next week for sure. Got to make sure that happens. But after that, that's going to be week 6 review. He'll be on. Hopefully after that I can get one person on every week, because that would lead me up to the playoffs. And I think maybe the first round, but I think it'd lead me definitely up to the playoffs. So Joey's week 6, week 7, whoever wants to come on, please do. Anyone's welcome. We'll work scheduling out. Just reach out to either in the group chat or me. As always, this week's gonna be even quicker, hopefully, getting through the games of week 5. I know last night game does not count during the rankings, as we've told last time, but also last night's game didn't really change anything because it's the damn Bears and it's the Commanders. So first game, we've got Austin toying with Camden a little bit. Camden's team defense and kicker, which is a great part of his. I mean, he has the best defense right now in fantasy in the 49ers, but defense and kicker wise, great. Aaron Jones was okay. Derrick Henry was amazing. Debo was okay. The rest of his team didn't show up. Waller literally barely showed up for the game, barely played. Amon-Ra and Jared Goff didn't go to New England. We don't know what happened there, but they played like garbage. And Jamal Williams. So he was really Lions heavy, and because the Lions were bad, his team sucked. Oh, goodness. On the bench, he did have Melvin Gordon, who had 10. Michael Carter, who stole those 2 touchdowns, had 15. But 83 points from Camden this week, not a good week. Austin got back to showing what his team really can be. He didn't even have a good game out of Gerald Everett. Schultz didn't play, I don't believe, or if he played, he didn't do anything. Devontae had a huge game. Justin Jefferson had a huge game. Reason why you take those top 2 receivers. Josh Jacobs is played very well, and showing why in his new found Josh McDaniels understanding that the run matters role, he's going to be good moving forward. Fournette had an amazing game. The Packers defense was not great. Tyler Bass was okay because all they do is score touchdowns. They never kick field goals. A.J. Dillon was not really good at all, and then Russell Wilson was bad. So his team had 4 players who really produced, and the other players are going to produce at a high level. So seeing that should be encouraging, that he can put up 120 with only a couple players playing well. We got Jared, who beat up on, a lot of blowouts this week. We had Jared, who beat up on Justin's team. The Bills' defense played well. Tony Pollard played well. And David Njoku. It's about that. Mike Evans played solid, but like Evan McPherson a little below. The Bills are fine. So your kicker defense was fine. Mike Evans a little below. I thought he was going to have a much bigger week against Atlanta. But Jalen Waddle didn't do anything. Jamar Chase didn't do anything. Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't do much. Trevor Lawrence didn't do anything. Without DeAndre Swift that week was going to hurt you there. You've got Jared, who had pretty much won on the back of Josh Allen. Josh Allen, obviously playing the Steelers, had himself a monster game. You had Dalvin Cook, who had a big game, had 2 touchdowns, I think almost like 90 yards rushing. Stephon Diggs, obviously the recipient of some of the Josh Allen touchdowns. Gabe Davis, we'll get to in a moment. My team. But we'll get to in a moment. James Robinson didn't really play well. Terry McLaurin had an okay game. Zach Ertz didn't do really what he was supposed to. Like, his team played okay, but Josh Allen, Dalvin Cook, and Stephon Diggs made him win the entire week. Next, we move on to Joe versus Tyler. Tyler got to 4-1. Joe is now 2-3. The problem with Joe is half the weeks his bench plays better than his starters. He doesn't really pick the right matchups, and it's not because he doesn't know it. It just doesn't work out that way. And this week, A.J. Brown didn't come to play. He's been pretty good all season, but A.J. Brown this week didn't come to play. He had CD on the bench, but CD didn't fully come into play this week either. Cooper Kupp is going to do what Cooper Kupp does. Lamar didn't play up to snuff either. But other than that, J.K. Dobbins didn't do much. Miles Sanders didn't do much. Tyler Higbee didn't do much. Singletary didn't do much. The defense kicker combination, though. Then you've got Tyler, who didn't really have a great week either. Dameon Pierce is showing that he can be a viable starter. Even though his came on a huge run, he still has been able to put up points the last 3 weeks. Christian McCaffrey, who is not as good as advertised, but has been playing very solid. He's been playing very solid. He's number 7, but he's been just getting 11, 12, 15, 16. So, like, you consistently know what you're going to get. You just wish he would have some of those, like, Saquon games right now that he's having where you get, like, or Nick Chubb, where you get that 24th. Zeke has been all right. Raheem Mostert, who every single year it seems like I do it one time a year. Last year was Michael Pittman. This year was Raheem Mostert. I draft a guy. I have them. I need something else, so I drop that guy. And then because I like to keep someone like Alexander Madison in case Cook goes down. And then they ended up becoming something cool. So Raheem Mostert, as I thought he could be, is now looking like he's a running back 1 there, and he's looking like he could be a flex, almost running back 2 option. Oh, he has Geno on the bench. Geno is quietly the 7th best quarterback. Not even quietly, loudly. And he only had 1 bad week. He could be even better. But yes, I was going to say Tyreek Hill was a little below average. Cortland Sutton was a little below average. Dallas Goedert has been one of the most consistent tight ends, I should say. Chris Godwin, a little below average, and then his defense kicker combination is the worst in our league by a mile, actually. Going through points-wise, his is 12.2. The next lowest is, I think, Austin's with 15, or Jared's with 15.2. So something along those lines. We've got Ira, who beat up on Timmy this week by 25. Burrow had a solid week, but he didn't even play up to snuff. Nick Chubb's been the best running back in fantasy this year, I believe. Yeah, he's been the best running back in fantasy with Saquon second. Jeff Wilson, he has been running great as of the last few weeks. Last couple weeks, he's been running really well. T. Higgins didn't even touch the football because he barely touched the field. Mike Williams had a solid game. With Keenan Allen coming back, you're going to see maybe more of a dip. But Robert Tonyan didn't do anything at all. Breece Hall had himself a ball game. The Bucs defense did exactly what they were projected to do, and Matt Gay didn't really do anything. On the other side, you've got really Jalen Hurts, Tyler Lockett, Mark Andrews, and Saquon that actually did things. And then you got Najee, who didn't do anything, Pittman, who didn't do anything, Kirk, who didn't do anything, the Dolphins, who literally got you negative anything, and then Young Hoku, who got you 1 whole point. So the score looked respectable semi because of the fact that you have Tyler Lockett, who had a huge game, Saquon and Jalen Hurts, and then Mark Andrews did what Mark Andrews does, but Timmy's team did not come to play. Last but not least, game of the week, me versus Joey. Last week, it came down to me beating Justin Wade by Mike Evans catching the ball and lateraling it to somebody else, and then Brady completing a pass the next play, not to Mike Evans. This week, it came down, I won 149 to 137 because Mahomes threw for 4 touchdowns, but threw all of them to Kelsey. If he throws 2 to Kelsey, Kelsey has a great day, but then he wins this game. The fact that he threw all 4 to Kelsey made me actually come out with a dub, which is beautiful. But anyways, on his side, and also Damian Harris being injured during the game allowed for Ramondre Stevenson to ball out even more, which helped me. So you've got Patrick Mahomes, clearly Patty Mahomes. We know what he does. Damian Harris was out. You got Austin Eckler. He put up 32. We got Marquise Brown put up 13.8. You got DK Metcalf, who even put up more. TJ Hawkinson did nothing. He's still ranked like the 5th tight end or something, or the 4th tight end, literally for 1 game. He's been 3.8, 2.6, 7.8, 31.9, 0.6. Like, he's done not really much this year. Amari Cooper 13.6. He's actually been playing pretty well this season. He's had 2 lull games. If he puts up points, he's gonna get like 70 plus on a touchdown. The Vikings defense, because he sat the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't know why he sat the Cowboys defense. If he put the Cowboys defense in, he wins. I would have played that Cowboys defense. I didn't even know that. It's all right, Charlie. And then Daniel Carlson had 16. Also 3 defenses on Charlie. I would talk about moving the Eagles defense to somebody. I would move a defense to somebody. Also, if I'm Tyler, I'm calling up and asking, hey, what can I get for that? If I'm Jared, hey, what can I get for that defense? Because you guys need it. Anyways, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'm just thinking out loud right now. You know what? You're going to see me put a move on while I'm doing this. Alrighty. Okay, so last but certainly not least, we've got my team. Of course, we're turning up. We're starting to turn up. I wanted to be 3-3 by D-Hop. We're 2-3 now. We got Tom Brady, who's getting back to being Tom Brady. Joe Mixon, who still hasn't been great, but I believe he will come around. We got Alvin Kamara, who got moved, but Alvin Kamara had a big week. Gabe Davis won me the week. He had such a big impact for everybody. Hold on just a second. You're seeing trading going on as we're working here. And hopefully I get the trade and then you guys see me work the trade so you're like, wait, what just happened? I just watched him do this in real time. I love it. And there we go. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, so Gabe Davis won me the week because Garrett Wilson didn't do anything on him and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's the best tight end in football. We all know this. It's not really a question. It's not really a question at all. Ramondre Stevenson's going to be having a big role now that Damian Harris is out. He's been playing well the last 3 weeks, even with Harris there. They got the Jags defense who did what they needed to, and Justin Tucker being the best actual kicker in football, but not best fantasy kicker. So that's the week. That's the week. That's all we needed. Now we go into the rankings. Again, same style of rankings we got here, but this week. So if you're 3 games above 500, that's 1 point. That's 1 point added. If you're 2 games, that's a 0.8. That's the 0.8 that we're working with last week. If you're 1 game, you're 0.6. If you're 0, you're 0. If you're 500. Then if you're -1, you're 0.6. 2 games under, 0.8. 3 games under, 1. And I might get to a point where if you're 4 games, you might go to like 1.2, and then 5 games and above, you might just be like 1.5, and then 5 games and below, you might just be -1.5, because the difference between like a 4-10 team in the playoff picture, the difference between a 4-10 team per se, and then that'd be a 2-12 team. They're both bad. We don't really care about them. They're below 500. And then maybe for the higher ones, I'll change it because the difference between a 11-2 team and a 9-4 team a little bit. So I might have to change that for that. We'll see when we get to those points. But this is ever growing. We got. Should I run through these? I'm gonna run through them. We all know everyone's team at this point. We all know what has happened. We all know the things. So I had a big trade this week with good old Justin. I don't know why I couldn't think of who I had to trade with clearly, even though I knew. In this trade, I got Mike Evans, I got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I got Chris Olave. And I gave up Alvin Kamara, I gave up Gabe Davis, and I gave up... There's somebody else. Let me go look at his roster. I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at my job. Tyler Algier. There we go, because I needed to fill someone, I think. Unless I had him in a different league and I just don't remember. Anyways, regardless. Basically, he got Gabe Davis and Alvin Kamara. I got Mike Evans, Chris Olave, and I got myself another player that I can't think of. I don't know why. I am drunk right now. It's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There we go. So he definitely improved where he needed to at running back. Dinged himself a little bit at receiver, but you're going to have that in a move. And I definitely improved myself at wide receiver. And running back wise, I dinged the high potential, but I also was able to keep my floor. So going through this now, I'm just going to read them off. I'm not going to go through every single reason as to why your teams are what your teams are. That can be for discussion afterwards. We've got Austin, 91 at QB right now. Remember, this is still off of last week. That's why Camden's is 89, but obviously if Jared Goff has another bad game too with what Carson Wentz just did, he might have to go down a little bit. But Austin's at a 91 there with Kirk Cousins. He's at a 93. His running back core has been definitely improving. You've got a 97 at wide receiver from the 96. Big controversy there, but he's at a 97 now. Justin Jefferson and Devontae doing what they're supposed to do. 89 at tight end with Gerald Everett and Dalton Schultz. 87 defense. You got Tyler Bass. You got the Packers defense. He ranks out at a 91.4. You've got me, 93. Tom Brady's really starting to come around. We'll definitely see moving forward, too. Now that he has weapons back and able to throw the ball to real human beings who play wide receiver well, that he's going to consistently become better and better throughout the year. Or we'll see if he actually can fall off. But 93 for right now. We got Ramondre Stevenson, who has taken over the starting role for sure in New England. We got Joe Mixon, and we got Clyde, running back core, a 94. 87 wide receiver core, Mike Evans, Chris Olave, Keenan Allen, with DeAndre Hopkins coming back. That can get up to about a 91 group, maybe. 96, Travis Kelce. He earned himself a point. Best tight end in football. And then 89, Jags and Tucker. We got Camden at 89, obviously with Wentz and Goff. We got a 97, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones. We know what his team is. 94, Debo. He's got him on Raw. I'm not looking at these rosters right now. I'm just remembering them, so I'm maybe missing a player or two when I'm going through quickly, but who gives a poopy? 89 with Darren Waller and Taysom Hill filling in for Darren Waller while he's gone. And then 92 is the 49ers defense, which has been the best in football so far. Timmy, 96. You've got Jalen Hurts. 91 at back. He was 93 last week. Now he's 91 because Saquon's so good. He's in the 90s, but the fact that Najee hasn't done anything this year, Darrell Henderson's your other option. His running back core isn't great, but Saquon's been so good that he deserves to push that running back group up, because if your total points for the entire week for your running back crew is 32, because Saquon got you 21 and the other ones got you 5, it still makes you a good group. 88 wide receiving core, you've got Christian Kirk, you got Michael Pittman. You got a solid crew. You don't have like the most amazing crew. You've got 94 at tight end. You got Mark Andrews. It's Mark Andrews. We know what he is. And then defensively, as I said, every single week you are going to be at a 85-ish rating, like right in that baseline. 6 points is what I put it at for your defense, because you're flexing your defenses out, and I can't really base it off of what the defense does, because the defense with 2 points could be starting for you because they have a great matchup. And then that's 87 defense. I forgot to give I'm a 91 Austin's a 91.4, I'm a 91.8, Camden's a 92.2, Timmy's a 91.2. You got Jared, 97 at QB, obviously it's Josh Allen. 90 at running back, he's got Kenneth Walker, who looked pretty good after Rashad Penny went out, but he does also have Dalvin Cook. 91 at receiver. He's got Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, who have been okay this year, but the fact that Stephon Diggs has been so good has made him jump up there. You got an 87 at tight end. You don't have Kittle. You have Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz has been actually playing very well this year. And then 87 defensively, you've got an okay group. You got like the second worst group, but 87 pretty much was the baseline, except for Tyler, who's bad. Sorry, Tyler, you are an 85 defensively because your team is not good defensively. But yours are 90.4, Jared. Joey, 97 at QB. You got, obviously, we got Patrick Mahomes. You got a 93 at running back. You have got, oh, damn. Wow. Now I'm just forgetting Joey's team, and I played him last week. What a bad guy I am. I am just such a bad, underestimating person. Oh, yeah, Austin Eckler. Oh, yeah, because you made the trade with Timmy for Austin Eckler. Ah, Tim. Ah! Okay, Austin Eckler, James Robinson. I forgot that you got those two. And then you got Marquise Brown. You got DK Metcalf. That crew, Amari Cooper. That crew's actually been playing better than the names you would think coming up into the season. That's a 91 group. You got an 86 in George Kittle. That could you and Ira have the potential to go up the most with having George Kittle, having Kyle Pitts, but both of you guys are in 86 right now with how they've been playing. And then Joey, the Cowboys defense and Daniel Carlson, or the Eagles defense and Daniel Carlson. That group that you have there is a 92. Which is tied with Justin and Camden for the best defensive kicker group in the league. You've got Justin, who is a 94 at QB with Kyler. You got a 90 at running back. Now that he's got Kamara, he's got Tony Pollard. And DeAndre Swift will be coming back soon, so that could bump up that group even more. You've got a 93 at wide receiver. You still have Jamar Chase. You still have Jalen Waddle. 87 at tight end. You do have whoever you have at tight end that I can't think of at the moment. Give me 3 seconds. 1, 2. David Njoku, who's been playing pretty well this season. Then, as I said, you've got the Bills defense and Evan McPherson. So that's been the best group pretty much all year, and it's proving out to be as such. You got Joe DeZazzo now, 97 at QB with Lamar Jackson. You've got 93 at running backs when you have... Ooh. You guys are just watching me work as this is going on. This is great. This is literally a first. Oh, but we got Miles Sanders, you got David Montgomery, you got Devin Singletary, you've got obviously Khalil Herbert to back him up. There's one more on your team that you have too. But you've got just a bunch of solid people. Like very solid to good, very good people. So that's a 93, 97, Cooper Kupp, CD Lamb, AJ Brown. Cooper Kupp is so good that you have to have that group high. 87, Tyler Higbee. He's been playing pretty well this season. And then you got a 90 group there. You got a 90 group at your defense and kicker because Brett Maher's been playing very well, who I think you just acquired. And then the Broncos defense has been good too. And then you got Tyler, 95 at QB, Justin Herbert, 92 at running back. That his running back group keeps going up a little bit. You've got McCaffrey, who has been very good. You've got Zeke. You've got McCaffrey. You've got Zeke. You've got, I don't know why these teams are slipping my head when I see all the people on it. Raheem Mostert, as well as I was talking about there. And you got Dameon Pierce. That group might be, if Raheem Mostert can ball out this week, then the group might even get a little higher. You've got a 93 at wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin, 89 with Dallas Goedert. He's just been playing phenomenal this season for what you need. And then 85, yeah, you got the Saints and Riley Patterson. That's not good. You're waiting for Harrison Butker to come back, which you probably should switch that in, because once Harrison Butker comes back, your kicking group will go up more, and you probably should find a defense. But anyways, I'm not even reading off the ratings afterwards. I'll read them off at the end because I'm just so bad at organization in my brain right now because I'm trying to do two things. Anyways, and then last but not least, we've got Ira. Oh, Ira's got my guy Joey B. You've got Nick Chubb, Jeff Wilson, Brees Hall. That's a 95 group at quarterback, 94 running back, 91 with Mike Williams. You've got Bateman. You've got Brandon Cooks, but we also have T. Higgins who's out this week. But 86 at tight end, as I said, because Kyle Pitts hasn't been great. And then 88 defense kicker. You got the Bucks and Matt Gay. So essentially, here's what happens. Austin's a 91.4, I'm a 91.8, Camden's a 92.2, Timmy's a 91.2, Jared's a 90.4, Joey is a 91.8, Justin's a 91.2, Joe is a 92.8, Tyler is a 90.8, and Ira is a 90.8. But due to records and things how that goes, your number one this week is Joey. He is 3-2, so he's a 92.4 overall. Joe, he is 2-3. He goes down. He's 92.2. 3, Tyler, he is a 90.8, but with the 4-1 record, he's 91.8. Justin, 91.2. He's above 500, so he's 91.8. Ira, same thing, 3-2. He's 91.4. I'm a 91.8, but I'm down, so I'm a 91.2. Camden's a 91.2 because he's 1-4. Jared is next because he's 3-2. He's +6. That's a 91. Austin's next. He's 91.4, but with the -6, he's a 90.8. And Timmy, 91.2, but he -6. He -6 now. He is a 90.6. So on paper, it would go Joe, Camden, be Joey, myself, Austin, Justin, Ira, Tyler, Timmy, Austin, Timmy, Tyler, Ira, Jared. I think I said that right. But pretty much, you'll see it in the chat. I'm just going through and just reading. But yeah, so that's the week. That's last week. That's this. And then this week we've got some big matchups. They threw me the gauntlet. They gave me undefeated 3-0 Justin. Then they gave me 3-1 Joey. Now I'm getting 4-1 Tyler. If I went 0-3 and do that, if I get the 3-3 with that gauntlet, ooh, buddy. But we got me, Tyler. We've got Joe versus Jared. That's a Christian Mingle matchup. Oh my God, that's Christian Mingle all weekend long. I love it. We've got Kyler versus, which is clearly Justin versus Camden. Camden needs a dub. If he doesn't get a dub this week, man, oh, he'll do it. He'll do it. He'll do it. Let's go. We've got Timmy versus Austin this week, 2-3 versus 2-3. This is a big week for them. If one of them can pull out a dub and get to that 500, that'd be great. But if not, the other one's 2-4, and that's a tough spot to look at. Then you've got 3-2 Ira versus 3-2 Joey. That's also another big play. Someone gets the 4-2 there, and I can knock off Tyler. That could be the number 1 seed. There's a lot of movement this week. This league has actually been very competitive this year, which is what I love. It's beautiful. Yeah, let me just quickly do this so I can technically say I executed a trade while being on. Joey, I love you, buddy. Oh, I love you, Joey. So, guys, you're hearing it here live, but you'll see it before. We've got the Eagles defense in Pat Freiermuth, and that's getting traded for the Jags defense and Hayden Hurst. You hear it here, you see it here first. Yes. Trade proposal is now sending. Joey, I sent it. All right, everybody, It's been 30 minutes. I hope everybody has a good week this week. By the time you see this, you'll see that I have a trade. I did this trade on the review. This is wonderful.